For more on this story, we welcome in BTN lead college basketball analyst Jon Crispin. Jon, from the outside, so many people are surprised because it was a short time ago Gene Smith said Thad Matta would be back. For guys like you who covered Thad and the Buckeyes week after week this past season, last couple of years, how surprising is it?
You know, it's a bit surprising because of the timing. I mean, you would think that this is something that would come out right after the season because that allows a new coach to be hired and they get set up to be able to recruit in the offseason. But what the timing tells me is that this was more mutual than anyone's probably thinking about. I mean, this is something that was probably an ongoing conversation. And, you know, for us that's really close to this situation, close to Thad and the program, you realize how much he persevered to do this job. Now, I don't think he's done coaching by any means. He's not done coaching. But I think this team the past few years probably wore him out more than anything because here he is, a blue-collar guy persevering through, you know, the back injury and the struggles he's had with the bad surgery, yet he's got some blue-chip basketball players that don't want to give him the effort. So I think that as much was as exhausting as anything else.
What about, Jon, the aspect of negative recruiting and the fact that whether you like it or not, there are going to be programs out there that are going to tell recruits, why go to a place with a coach who's dealing with a disability and you have no idea how long he's actually going to be there?
Well, I mean, you're talking about integrity in a business that is college basketball. And we do have to remind ourselves every now and then that this is a business, and that's usually where you see a lack of integrity. I'm not calling any individuals out, any programs in specific out, but that's what you see. Guys will use that against you, and it's a sad reality. It's just a reality of something that is worth as much money as college basketball is.
The word integrity is very applicable here. Thad Matta has been the model of integrity for the 10 years that he's been at Ohio State. In terms of that, Jon, he also agrees to stay on, almost acting as a point person to help find his replacement. When they go out and search for that guy, what are they selling? Is this still a top 15, top 20 job nationally?
You know, I think it is, and here's why I think it's a really attractive job, and how funny is it that Archie Miller, now at Indiana, I mean, he would be tops of the list, right? I mean, he already knows the state, obviously can win in that state, and he's a blue-collar kind of guy himself. Now, this is a top 15 job, not just because it's in the Big Ten, it's because it's a part of a program and an institution that has a lot of money to back. It's also a top 15 job because it's not the type of job that has the expectations of Final Four every single year. Indiana, to me, was a tough job, and that's why it made it not one of the best jobs in the country, because the expectations are so high. At Ohio State, let's be honest, like Penn State, it's still a football-first school. Ohio State doesn't have the same pressures on basketball that an Indiana does, that a Michigan State does, even a Michigan does. So I think it's a really attractive job because I think it's the type of job where someone can come in and have the time they need to develop and grow the right culture that wins there, not just now, but 15 years from now. And I think that's what makes it so attractive.